So here we have the BMW M3 automatic with the competition pack on it, on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see it's got tinted windows, those lovely 20-inch alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot, and then we'll work our way around the rest of the car from there. Approach the back of the car, you'll see we've got the 4 exhaust pipes, rear parking sensors. This car's also got a reversing camera, which I'll show you when we're inside the car, and plenty of boot space as well, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car and then hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see it's a fantastic looking car and in great condition the whole way round. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. You get full leather seats. The driver and passenger seat both have the M3 logo embossed upon them. You can also see that the driver's seat has got 2 different memory settings for the electric seat. There's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start off with the dials. On the left-hand side, we have the fuel gauge, followed by the speedometer, and then the rev counter. You can see the total miles on this car are 7,015. The information that's displayed there can be changed by pushing the button on the end of the indicator stalk. You can see there's various different bits of fuel economy information available to you, and you also have a digital readout for the speedometer in the middle there as well. Backing out to the steering wheel. On the right hand side we have stereo controls and voice activation for the phone. On the left hand side we have cruise control and speed limiter. I'm going to come back to these 2 buttons in just a moment. We also have these really sporty paddles for changing up a gear there and down a gear, which makes this car, I mean, it's a very smooth gearbox. It will go through the gears very quickly. These 2 buttons are to do with the heads up display. I don't know how easy this is going to be to see on camera, but if I point the camera there at the windscreen of the car, you can see that there's a 0 miles an hour showing kind of almost imprinted upon the road in front of you. That's the heads up display. You can change it from that to a view of the rev counter along with the speedometer, and when you rev this car you'll see the rev counter sweep around there. And actually that brings me nicely onto the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is the exhaust on the BMW M3. So as I rev it, you'll see it rev there, and you hopefully will be able to hear the exhaust as well, which obviously makes a fantastic sound. So working our way over into the middle of the car here, we've got BMW's professional nav. You can see me moving everything around on the screen here. That's all being done using the iDrive system just here. So this wheel will take us through various options. We can select things by pushing it down. It also moves to the right, left, up and down as well to access various menus. And you've got a few buttons there to access menus directly. So currently we are on the main menu, highlighting currently media and radio. If we push that button down, we now have the option of looking at DAB digital radio, FM, AM. We've got a CD player. We can connect up a phone and listen to music via Bluetooth audio, and we have USB input as well, so plenty of ways to listen to music. You pair your phone under the communication heading there, and then navigation will bring up the satellite navigation. There's a full video showing how this works on our website and on our Facebook page, which is well worth checking out. It's a very good system, really clever. But just to give you a brief demonstration of what this dial, the iDrive, can do, that panel down to the left there, if I want to access that, I just jog the dial over to the left and I've got instant access to that panel there. Press the main menu button and we can go back to the beginning again. There's various other menus for connected drive, my vehicle, all worth having a good look through. We then have the CD player and then the dual zone climate control. So you can adjust the temperature independently on either side of the car. Fan speed is adjustable up and down in the middle just here. That button will turn air conditioning on, it's on at the moment, or you can hit auto and the car will maintain those temperatures for you. Press it again to override it. This car's also got a heated driver and passenger seat with 3 different heat settings. Underneath that we have the USB input, and we have a small cubby hole area there with a 12-volt charging socket included inside. We then have the gearbox. So with this, we're in neutral at the moment. If I was to shift that to the side, we'd be in drive. If I did it again, we'd be in a kind of a manual mode, and we'd better go up or down a gear from there, or we'd better use the paddles. Bringing it back to N puts the car back in neutral. So the right hand side of that, you can turn on the front parking sensors, you can turn off the traction control, and then you can affect the steering, the engine and the suspension of this car in various different ways. Pushing these buttons will put us in efficient, sport or sport plus mode, and it will show you up here what mode you are in. Same with the suspension, sport plus, comfort, sport, and the same with the steering, sport plus, sport, comfort, any one of those settings. So you can really fully customize it. So you could have the engine in sport, for example, you could have the suspension in sport plus, which will be extra firm, and you could have the steering in sport. However you like it, you can set it up that way. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, it would be highly recommended. Just feel free to give any of our MJA sites a call. We'd love to hear from you soon.